somewhere around here is my base camp, my vehicle. Oh wait, there it is, hiding behind the camo netting. Pretty visible, but it's not too visible from the main road. This is a dirt road that goes from the main road to the camp, and yeah, it's I don't think I'd be visible from the main road. And here it is. It's very inconspicuous, as you can see. A little bit of the setup here. I got my old chair for sitting in. I have a cooler. At the very bottom of it, I have a rack of ribs that I'm going to string up in a tree about 12 feet high. I have charcoal there, water, and that's where I'm going to sleep. Not much to look at, but you know, I have a rack of ribs in this container here, down at the bottom, covered with ice, and I'm going to hang it up 12 feet up in a tree, set up some game cameras, and see if I can catch this thing on video. You know, if it's 12 feet up, there's no bear, there's no deer, there's no raccoon or possum that's going to be able to get that thing. The only thing that could get it is a Bigfoot. And from what I know, they like raw meat. Anyways, they like raw meat. I guess they're on that, you know, paleo diet. The raw paleo diet. There you go. So I got ribs here that I'm going to hang in the tree. They're $10. Hopefully it'll be the best $10 I ever spend. Hopefully we'll catch something, maybe a bear or something, I don't know. And I got my rope and my camera there. So yeah, let's go do this. So I'm gonna be going down here. Well, first I'm gonna scout it out, see if I see any Bigfoot signs, things I'm gonna be looking for, things like kind of like this, except not exactly. You see how there's this leaf right here? I call that a if it's broken off from a green branch, has a bunch of other leaves, I call that a flag. I'm gonna be looking for things like that, but higher up, like 12 foot high probably, and looking for other things like huge trees that have been uprooted, laying across the path, trying to block the way, possibly. There's a fire through this area, and we recently had a pretty bad storm, like tornado-like wind, so probably ain't gonna find anything that would actually be conclusive on something like that. But I'm going to go down through here and look for a good place to hang my bait at, and a good place to set my trail cam at too. Here's another interesting one. I think this tree is just probably naturally bent. I mean, it could be something else. It could be that an old Native American sign that there's a spring or a cave nearby. I mean, it makes sense where there's a ravine down there where there's probably a creek that leads into a lake that's way on over there. You know, probably about a mile or so. But yeah, I think this is just a normal thing, but kind of cool. It's the way the branches grow up and it's curved over like that. So okay, now here is what some would consider signs of a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot or whatever. See how this tree is laying across the path? Bigfoot doesn't like people hunting in his area where he gets food, because the hunters tend to clean out a lot of the deer. However, I don't think this is Bigfoot at all. I think this is probably natural. As you can see, this tree was burnt and it fell over. And this is a trail that leads way back up there to my vehicle. But there is something kind of interesting over here, which is something that I, once again, don't really think is Bigfoot, that I think is something natural just because of the storms we've had. This tree over here is broken. This will give me a chance to talk about one of the other signs that of Bigfoot. This tree right here snapped green right there at about head level with a person. Oh, fell in the hole. But once again, I don't really think this is Bigfoot. I don't know how it would snap. I mean, we can come over here and take a gander, take a little peek at it. That's an interesting little rock pile. Anyways, what do I think caused this? I don't know. Like I say, I don't think it's Bigfoot though. I don't see anything that would have laid it down really. Generally these things are pointed towards where people's houses are, or where people stay a lot. Here's another one, another green tree, but this one's broken closer to the bottom. But this, I don't, like I said, I don't think these are Bigfoot or Sasquatch. This one may have been a lightning strike. I don't know. If you know or have an idea, let me know. Now, like I say, I mean, this isn't, I don't think this is Bigfoot workings. So, this is like the 50th take or something. My allergies are... Anyways, my allergies are kicking in. And I'm at the location that I want to hang this meat. And I'm probably scaring a Bigfoot away if there is one out here. Oh man, it's gonna get hot today, and and I'm keeping these sneezes in because I don't care. I can't help but sneeze. Anyways, yeah, I got a weird sneeze. So I'm gonna hang the meat up here. The tree is right there. And that's where I'm gonna do it. I'm about half a mile into the woods, double what I was yesterday. And I'm down in the ravine a little. It's gonna be a pain getting back up. But hey, I only gotta do it once until I gotta do it again to retrieve the camera, which will be in a week after tomorrow. And then I'll probably go to some other location or something. But I'll let y'all know. But yeah, There's the the ravine. I'll see you here in a minute. Okay, I got it all done. There's the camera right there. And I'm hung. My meat's hung right there. So hopefully I can get up the mountain back to my camp. I'll check back on this in about a week. Okay, so it's 10 a.m. or 10:30 actually. Just got back from hanging my meat out there. Horse flies are swarming and buzzing and trying to eat me up. So I'm in my vehicle right now. It's pretty cool. I got these things right here. They actually, it's like I don't know if you can tell, but it's basically, it's like a screen, like a tent screen. And I got them for all 4 windows. Plus I got one for my sunroof here. I just put those on, and my Ford Explorer becomes a tent. In a way, it's a bit more protective than a tent. But anyways, I got those on. Those are for ventilation and everything. Right now, I'm actually just sitting here with the engine on, using the air conditioner, because it is, I'm just way too hot and tired. It's supposed to get up into the hundreds today, allegedly. The temperature I last checked was like 87 or something, and that's just, that was at like 9:30 or something whenever I checked that, so it's probably hotter. It appears there's also a storm moving in, so that might actually knock the heat down some. So I gotta have my windows and everything closed anyways, so everything doesn't get wet. Take the glasses off. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Chilling with a root beer and a bottle of water. So, one thing I've noticed, I was reviewing the video I just shot, where I was talking about some of the stuff that I'm doing out here and everything, is my psoriasis has shown up really well on the video. It's what all these red blotches are. It's not sunburn. I actually don't sunburn at all. These things, if I'm out in the sun for a very long time, these things will actually start to kind of glow really bright red, but I don't get burnt. Really weird. Don't know what causes it. Don't know why that is. So yeah. Anyways, it's getting worse on my arms. It's real bad on my legs, my shins and calves, and it's spreading. I have it on the back of my scalp and inside my ears. I've had it ever since I was a little kid. Whenever I was a vegetarian, I didn't have it. It had just went away. I think I just heard a huge woodpecker out in the woods there. That or somebody with a jackhammering on a tree. I'm going to go with woodpecker. But, yeah, this stuff spreads every time I get sick. I get sick a couple times a year, 2 or 3 times a year. And every single time that happens, it starts spreading. Other than that, it's pretty well under control. There's these like green fly looking things that keep flying around, buzzing around at me, bugging me. So that's why I'm waving my hands around and everything. I'm also just crazy. But yeah, so that's what that is. It's an autoimmune disease. It's psoriasis, and it is a pain to deal with. It's annoying, really. It's not. It's kind of disfiguring, I guess, because it looks like it like kind of replaces some of my healthy tissue with like scar tissue, um, which is really irritating. Uh, but yeah, I don't sunburn. These things glow bright red whenever I'm out in the sun a whole lot, and and I don't burn on the rest of my skin. I I don't get it, but yeah, it itches, and sometimes it kind of has like a burning feeling or like a raw feeling. I just tune out that stuff. I tune out pain. I tune out itching. Uh, there's a fly flying around the camera. It's probably buzzing real bad. So if you hear buzzing, it's a fly. But anyways, yeah, I tune out a lot of stuff that you know bugs me, I guess. Other than these darn flies flying around. But yeah, yeah, I tune out the cold. I can actually and have actually several times went outside in my underwear looking for something I had left in my vehicle in the dead of winter. Well, there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. I go out to my vehicle, which is about, I don't know, 20 to 50 feet away or so from my house. Looking through there, trying to find something I'd left. Whether it's a snack or a video drive or video drive, a thumb drive or something like that. My goodness, that fly. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, just saved you from the flies. Yeah. Anyways, I can tune out the cold. I can tune out a lot of pain. Uh, like I have back pain quite a bit because I have all this fat, which bears down on me. Whenever I was a kid, I was in gymnastics and hurt my back real bad, which it hurt for a good long while. I don't know if there's any residual damage really that stayed with me or anything, but it scared me enough as a kid to not pursue gymnastics anymore. I landed wrong whenever I was up in the air. I had that thing where you're up in when you're up in the air and you forget what you're doing, and then you land wrong. Oh man, that's a scary thing whenever you're up in the air and you don't know what you're doing, and you just, yeah, it can screw you up real bad. But anyways, yeah, I got bucked off the horse basically, and when you get bucked off a horse, you got to get right back on and keep on riding. Can't let fear get a hold of you like that. Fear can completely change your life in some of the most negative ways. Uh, Speaking of fear, let's say that I do see Bigfoot out there. What will I do? Most likely, I will, well, I'll tell you what I'd want to do. I would want to pursue them, go towards them, not chase them down or anything, because I'm not in any condition to do that. But I would like to, I would actually call them over. I'd go like this, motion this way, because if he's human, every human knows what that means. It means come here, you know. And I'll probably say, come, you know, so that he'll know that I'm wanting him to, you know, come this way. And it kind of teaches a word, you know, to him, or something that I say, you know, means something. Means that. Because they do actually have their own language, from what I've heard. It sounds really weird. It sounds like big, angry samurais. It has a Japanese sound to it. So like, you know, something like that. So anyways, I'll tell him to, you know, to come over here, and maybe he will, maybe he won't. Most likely he'll run off. If he does run off, I will go after him. Not run after him, but I'll try to kind of trail him. You know, I'll try to figure out where he's going and go in that direction. Now, that's kind of a dangerous thing, following somebody that, you know, they don't want you following them. You know, that's something that they could see as a threat and may attack. But I feel like that, you know, they wouldn't see me as threatening. A lot of people don't see me as threatening, which I guess is a good thing. Now, what will most likely happen, though, is if I see something, it'll be just like every other Bigfoot video, where you see a blurry humanoid thing that you don't really know what it is, walking around, running off in the woods. Because lots of times, you know, whenever you see them, they're way off down there. That is, if you even see them. They blend in really well with the vegetation, because their hair is usually sort of the same color. There's a lot of really dark-haired ones. There's a lot of red-haired ones. There's some blonde ones and some white and gray ones, and you know, they're just like people, you know, as far as hair and stuff goes and variety goes. Like I say, I think they're people, or mostly people. And what do I mean by mostly people? I don't mean that I think they evolved in some way. You see, in the Bible, Esau came out of his mother covered in really thick hair. It's actually something that happens nowadays. It's called werewolf syndrome. There's a scientific name, but I don't recall what it is. That's called werewolf syndrome, where people are covered in hair, head to toe. Later on, Esau, who was a hunter, very is kind of a wild man. he he married a giantess, a female giant. I think they spread out, and I really don't know what these things are. But you're probably wondering where giants came from. They're not giants like, basketball player kind of giants. They're not, Yao Ming or whatever. They're not like the other giants from, modern history that are people that have gigantism where they got a pineal gland or whatever amygdala thing going on that makes them grow really long bones and stuff like that. What I'm talking about is is in the Bible. It talks about angels coming down to earth and taking wives, human wives, and it talks about how those people, the beings that were created, were giants, and how they were mighty men of great renown and stuff like that, or just like heroes basically of the ancient world. Angels created giants, and in the DNA of Bigfoot, it shows half of it being human and half of it being something else. Don't know what it is, but according to the Bigfoot genome project thing they have going on, that's what it is. That's what they have in there. They collected like 110 samples of DNA that they thought was Bigfoot DNA, and had it sent in, tested. Some of it was, some of it wasn't. So anyways, that's what I think of thinking about Sasquatch and Bigfoot, what he is. I'm alone, of course. Why wouldn't you want to be alone doing this? There's nothing quite like sitting in the darkness by yourself, waiting for an apex predator that's as strong as an elephant and fast as a cheetah, to show up. It's crazy. The whole idea of Bigfoot and Sasquatch and all that stuff seems pretty crazy until you see the evidence. There's DNA evidence. There's people's found poop and prints and hair and boneyards where this thing had chowed down on multiple animals and stacked all the bones in a little area where it was eating. And this was out in the middle of nowhere. This wasn't on some hunting trail or some highly populated area. It was really out in the middle of nowhere. They have all sorts of evidence. There's photographic and audible proof and everything out there. There's so much evidence for this thing, and people think, well, why isn't there a body? Why hasn't Bigfoot been officially recognized as, being an actual legitimate thing? There's a few reasons why. First of all, how many times have you seen the body of a bear, a dead bear out in the woods? Probably never have. Most people never have. People who are avid campers and avid wildlife experts and all that kind of stuff don't see dead bears or dead mountain lions either, for that matter, very often at all in the wild, unless somebody shot and killed one. That's the only time you really ever see one. That's because these things are predators. They pick where they die, and they don't want to die around anything that could, I guess, make their last moments tougher than what they've been than what they succumbed to. So yeah, I mean that's why you don't see Bigfoot bodies out there, just laying around willy nilly. Plus, they're very rare beings. I say beings, because I think they're human, or at least mostly human. They're very rare though. Fewer of them exist than bears do. Most people estimate that there's only about 4,000 perhaps in the U.S. Nobody knows for certain. We have no way of knowing any of this stuff for certain. There could be a few hundred, for all we know. Also, this thing hides from humans. It does not want to be around humans. I wouldn't say it's scared of humans. Maybe it is. But it avoids humans as much as possible. And I don't blame it. Look at the world we're in. Wow. What a crazy, crazy place we live in. Man, I tell you what. So yeah. Bigfoot doesn't like humanity that much. And I don't blame it. I mean, I don't particularly like humanity that much either right now. People are crazy.